What's going on, mate?
There you go, Matt. How are we?
Fucking been a while.
Yeah, Matt. Been under the radar, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, man.
But
Been in rehab. Fucking.
AA meetings.
Yeah, fucking too many AA meetings, boys. Oh, shit.
Alrighty. Welcome back, guys. Again, we haven't been making many videos lately. Life has been getting in the way. We've also been doing a lot of stuff to organize our latest installation of Garage Wars.
Yes.
Which is just over 3 weeks away now.
Exciting times, man.
Yeah.
Very exciting times.
And it's been obviously a bit of a long time coming since we said we were going to do this. And, we planned it months ago, but now we're finally getting close. So to all of our viewers who may not necessarily know, Garage Wars, again, we've done it once before as a super match series based in Australia, trying to facilitate some big matches from some of the best pullers in Australia. First installation was pretty small, but this one is much, much bigger. So if I run the draw card through you, we've got 14 super matches and a 4-way showdown. So yeah, that's quite big for a super match series.
It's the biggest, I'm sure. I'm trying to remember Powerhouse put on a super series, like a super match series, and I think they were at 12 matches.
Okay.
So we can claim the title of biggest fucking card in Australia.
Yeah, with the exception of Arnold Classic when they've had, multiple day super matches. But for a super match only series, I think it's the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
So what we'd like to do today, we're gonna obviously fill you guys in on who we've got coming up. I think it's a really good time for people who are just coming into the sport, who might only know a few well-renowned pullers in Australia, to start to get some context as to who's really the top dogs and the best competitors in their respective states. But yeah, let's start with the first match of the day,
the opener,
which is gonna be fireworks. I can't wait for this one, and I guarantee everyone else is in the same boat aware of these two gentlemen. So Andrew Lee from Victoria, who runs House of Pain down in Melbourne, versus Tim Graham from South Australia. So I mean, it's going to be.
So who are you going for? I'm going to take a guess and say Andrew Lee because he's your boy.
Yeah, I mean, as event organizers, we have to be pretty impartial. However, we can still make educated guesses as to who we think is going to win.
Okay.
And I do believe Andrew Lee is going to win this one.
Has he been training?
Yes. Specifically for this. Yeah.
Because I know he was on a bit of a hiatus, because I remember he didn't train for a long time.
Yeah, and also lots of niggles and injuries he was trying to work through that was just getting the better of him. Yeah. But yeah.
Interesting.
For those who know Andrew Lee, you might remember the infamous super match he had with Ryan Bowen down at House of Pain, which was refed by Devon Larratt. That was fireworks as well. So if you watch his behavior in that, it might give you a bit of an indication as to what he's going to be like on the day, I hope. But yeah, really excited for this one. Shall we go through the entire card now?
Yeah, man. Let's briefly go over all the matches.
Cool. How about you introduce this next one?
Yeah, the next card. The next super match. Peter Waszewski from Sydney, one of my training buddies, versus Chris Jackson. Now, I'm not familiar with Chris, but educated guess, Pete wins this.
Yeah, so
especially because it's right-handed as well.
Chris is a bigger person than Pete. However, Pete's definitely been in the sport a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a question mark for me. It's hard to see who's going to come out on top for this one. But I do think it'll be close. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm guessing you train with Chris, so you'd know better.
Yeah, he trains from House of Pain. But again, I haven't really felt Pete in a while either.
Yes,
it's hard to see where his level's at. Next up we have Jordan Browning for Victoria versus Hamza Hodzik from South Australia. I believe he's 6'4", trains with Taryn.
Yeah, he's a killer,
and is
from what I've seen,
making waves in his early career. So yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting matchup because we haven't seen much of either in a super match or even comp setting from these two. But Jordan Browning actually just competed in the Sydney comp.
He did, yeah. So I think in respect to him, he did pretty well. So
okay, yeah. Still relatively new in the broader scheme.
Yep. That's right.
But yeah. Then we've also got next up Mark Denmead from Queensland versus Lovepreet.
Victoria.
Yep. And Mark's, I believe, trained with the Krakens or trains at the Krakens club.
Yeah, he does. And he just competed in New South Wales State as well. Yeah, and he did pretty good too in a stacked class. Yeah.
Awesome. Next
Jack
up,
Lee.
Jack Lee, Andrew Lee's son, this is going to be his very first, or we could say he's a first official.
How old is Jack?
If I had to guess, he's around, I believe he's at least 17 to 18.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me
Another junior. Yeah, Hamza and Jack. Yeah, both juniors. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And Alex, how is he as an arm wrestler?
Yeah, so he pulls down at the Peninsula Bulldogs, which is a newly established sort of club down in basically the Mornington Peninsula side.
Yep.
He's still relatively new again. So I think this will be a good test for both of them, just to really get their foot in the basically out there.
Would this be their first, Jack's first match, and I'm guessing first competition, essentially?
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Yeah. Jack, he's been training down at Hop for the last few months, and he's picking it up really quickly. And honestly, I can see very similar movement, motor patterns in the way that he pulls compared to Andrew. So
right.
Case of like father, like son. And he's doing really well for the time that he's currently, been in the sport. So
that's awesome.
And then next up we have Mr. Pete again, from Sydney, this time taking on Juan Beckett from Victoria.
One of the OGs. Yeah.
Juan, we call him Megamind down in Victoria. He's who you can thank for the brilliant ranking system that I believe was adopted by WoW to some extent.
It was. It was.
So, and he did a lot of the a lot of hard work into Over the Top as well, and has basically been a backbone of the Arm Wrestling Federation for a long time, as far as running competitions and getting those ranking systems going. So
out of curiosity, has Dwayne been training?
He's basically always training semi constantly. So he'll be there, if it's not every week, it's every second week. And it got to a stage where we sat down and had a conversation, Andrew and I. We thought, you know what, Julian hasn't competed in a long time. Let's just get him back out there. So we've convinced him, and this is basically going to be his comeback
coming out. Yeah.
So yeah,
nice.
Next up, we've got Leo Marcus, who now resides in Victoria. Was the founder of the Kraken's arm wrestling.
Was he? No, I think that was Mark, but he's definitely an OG of the Krakens. I know that much.
Yeah, I'll have to double check that. Might be wrong.
Versus Rhett.
He's going to be taking on Rhett from Victoria, who
he's on a tear at the moment.
Yeah. He took out the right arm class under 95s at the Vic State titles earlier in the year. And he also competed in the equivalent of, I believe it was the French Nationals.
Yep, French Nationals, won that as well.
And I believe he placed third overall. right below Joseph Levi.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was a very impressive feat. So I'm interested to see how that match is going to go. I know, Rhett is predominantly a top roller versus Leo is a hook. So it's going to be a case of who can get in their groove. And then we have my boy, Robbie Capone, who's going to be...
This is Leo left.
Yeah. So this is where it gets interesting. Robbie Capone has 2 left arm matches because he was getting greedy. So he's going to be taking on Sean Brown, who's one of our super heavyweights down in Victoria.
Yeah.
Afterwards, he seems confident enough to take on Leo Marcus right after.
This is going to be... Okay.
So Robbie's got got a full day. And it's going to be... This could go really well or horribly wrong. So that's going to be interesting.
Like, he's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah. Now we're going to start delving into some bigger matches. And this is where it gets fun. We get to introduce our 4-way showdown. Now, Josh Bart from Sydney, who's just lightning fast, crazy press on him. One of the best lightweights in Australia, if not the best, given his weight.
Yeah.
He's bulking up currently. He last time he spoke to me.
Yep, he's at that 75 kilo mark at the moment, and he walks around about 69 to 68 kilos.
Yep.
So he's doing well.
If I'm not mistaken, he did say he was going to try to reach 80 kilos by the time he hits Scarrett Horse, which is going to be a big version of him if he can pull that off.
Yeah, that's going to be a big boy, mate.
Next up, we have Taryn Broad from South Australia, who just cleaned up the 80
pretty much
in Sydney.
Yeah.
And then we have Jules Kosh from Victoria. Was formerly he was in Victoria, moved to South Australia, now since moved back.
Now he's back. Yep.
Others might know him by some of the videos made famous by Devon Larratt or Taryn Broad. They called him Australian arm wrestling freak.
Yeah.
For his unorthodox lifts. So that is going to be really interesting. I did grip up with him last week and he was feeling quite strong.
He's definitely strong, and it's in awkward angles.
Correct. Yeah.
So it makes it an interesting match. It's like a wild card in the 4-weight.
Yeah.
It's great.
And then lastly, Josh Barnett, who is our first international arm wrestler.
That is
New Zealand. So we're really excited to have him come down. And I know he was only here recently for Over the Top. So I think he's coming back to make some waves again. Now we get into some more main event super matches. Actually, I'll let you introduce the next few.
So we got yourself, Andy, versus our very own Lachlan Carpenter, left-handed. I want to know your thoughts going into this match.
Well, my thoughts remain if I'm healthy, I've got a good chance. I was a bit concerned about my shoulders, but I'm coming good now. And after seeing him at Sydney clean up everyone besides yourself, I thought, okay, he's in quite good shape at the moment. And I really do think he's preparing well and taking this really seriously.
Yep.
But yeah, look, my left isn't as good as my right, but I don't think his left is good as his right either. So we've never gripped up before on the left, so it's a bit of a question mark there, but I'm still confident that there's either one or more avenues for me to win.
Okay.
But yeah.
It's a fair assessment.
And we've just been taunting each other as well.
Oh, absolutely. You have to. Lockie's definitely in good form since I trained with him, basically daily.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
It'll be really, really good. And then the big match. This is what you wanted for a long time. Yourself versus Adam Laura right-handed.
Yeah.
So how do you think that's going to go down?
I think it's going to be a grinder.
Yeah. I think better be. Need the views, mate.
Yeah. So we clashed at Over the Top and had a match, which I believe was probably a 20 to 30 second match before we both fouled out on elbows, and then it was a restart, and then he won. But yeah, I don't know. I was a bit sick then, so I think
That's true. You were fucking horrible that day.
so. Yeah, I don't know. I think as long as I'm healthy, I think I've got a better chance than I did it over the top. But
yeah,
means am I underestimating him at all? Like, yeah, I think stylistically we match up well, whereas someone like Lachlan or yourself who has more of an outside game can sort of dismantle him out of his groove, whereas I'm more likely to go.
Oh, we also train with him, so we know where to go.
That is also true. Yeah, you've got the sort of inside IQ on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a really important match for me because Adam's a bit of a gatekeeper. So, if I can beat him, then I can really solidify myself as a top, sort of 8-ish arm wrestler in Australia, give or take.
Yeah.
And then, if
I
can beat Lachlan as well, then, your boy's number 2 in Sydney by default.
Fucking oath, better be.
I'm going to introduce this next one because I'm really excited for it. It is yourself versus Brett Coots grudge match.
Fucking oath.
So
the return, mate.
You guys had a match just over a year ago, was it?
Yeah, literally just over a year ago.
Yeah,
it was in June last year.
And the context for that was it was a left and right super match, best of 5. However, the right was a strap only match.
That's right. Yeah, requested by Brett, and I said, yeah, no worries. I don't want him to get injured for just a simple super match. The more important arm was the left arm.
Yeah,
because I wanted to prove something.
Yeah, and that turned out to be 3-1 in his favor, which
3-1.
You did kind of scare him a bit in that first flash pin that you got on him.
Yeah, he wasn't too what's it called? Wasn't too wary of me. I think he didn't think I was that strong till I got the first pin, and then
kind of
was a struggle.
Yeah.
Well,
this is interesting because I don't have much data to give you, honest to God. So I haven't heard from Brett in a little while. He's I assume he's just under the radar, deep into training. So
yeah, as he normally is, right?
And look, so I can't say much about this match, only that I know for a fact you've gotten stronger since then. So look, this could be this could go either way. I don't think it's a clear favorite anymore.
I hope so.
Whereas at least back then, I was quite confident that Brett was going to win just based on it's Brett.
Yeah. And you know what? If you ask me that question, like who I was confident in, even as I'm the competitor in that fucking scenario, I would still say Brett.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, I think I have it now.
You do?
I'm coming in way more confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's interesting.
And I'm healthy. So
then we've got 2 more matches.
We've got
Adam Laura versus Harley Mateo left arm.
Yep.
Which is very interesting. And look,
because of the over the top, the matches that over the top, right?
Yeah. My memory escapes me on over the top. Did Fatali beat Adam left arm that day?
He did.
Yeah.
He did. But it was a fucking grinder. It was a good match. Yeah. Just like their right arm matches. It was a really good match.
Did Jack Burmester beat Fatali that day?
He did. Yep. And that was I from memory. Yeah, from memory, that was after the grinder with Adam, where Adam lost, and then it went straight to Jack because that was the semi-finals. So that was for 3rd place.
Yeah.
And Adam got 4th. Fatali proceeded to 3rd, and then the 2nd place, Jack won.
Gotcha.
And then essentially versus me for 1st. So
interesting. So look, I can't call this one. I don't think there's a clear favorite anymore. I think Adam's arguably more aggressive on the table than Fatali is, but maybe Fatali might have the edge. But again, it's who wants it more in this one. So yeah. By the way, guys, as you're watching this, let us know in the comments, like, what are your predictions? Who do you think is going to win? Let us know. And then the last match of the day will be Brett Coots versus Fatali Mateo right arm.
Right arm.
And look, I do have a little bit of data on this because I've pulled both of them multiple times this year. So I've pulled Fatali twice this year. and I've also pulled Brett this year, both in competition and in training. My gut feeling tells me Brett will win, just by how I lost to both of them.
Okay.
But it's still a case of either athlete is capable of winning, and that's not an exaggeration. Like, that is a genuine prediction there. I do think either one of these athletes could win that.
Yeah, I can't pick anybody either. I can't.
Yeah.
It's an awesome match. It's an interesting one, and it's good to see Vitaly really motivated and training like he was back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's good. That's a game changer, that sort of motivation.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all of the matches, guys. I know there's quite a few matches, so it's going to be a really big day. Again, it's in Melbourne, in Campbellfield at Al's Gym, August 27 at 2 p.m. It's hard to really recognize and estimate how long the event's going to go for. It's going to be a single table running and one head and one down ref. We're going to facilitate the rules to really be efficient. So we want to give the fairest possible setup for athletes, all the while really pushing through the matches as quickly as possible. If we are, strapped for time. At this stage, and I know that quite a few people have asked us, are we doing a live stream? Are we doing a live stream? We did a live stream for the first one, and we've thought about it a lot, but we really do want to prioritize filming
quality
and uploading some quality content after for us. So not too dissimilar from the Arm Wall setup, where basically the event will go on, and then we'll start basically linking out videos. But I think in order for that to work, there's going to have to be at least to some degree, maybe not to the degree of Arm Wars, there has to be some degree of discretion and discreetness. If everyone starts leaking out all the matches and posting their own videos, for example, it's really going to take away from what we're trying to produce. So yeah, ideally, we can keep a bit of suspense for you guys and really push out some quality content that you can experience for the first time as you watch it officially. So what do you think?
Yeah, well, I'm the one who proposed the idea, because in the long run, I think it's better. And like Arm Wars, or not like Arm Wars, we're not going to take fucking 4 or 5 months to pull out videos. We're going to start pumping these out essentially 2 days later. Yeah,
we've been investing into some better equipment, and it's going to be a much easier process this time and speedy. So that's going to work in our favor, obviously.
Yeah,
but
we also got to thank our sponsors, man.
Of course. So
yeah,
we've got a few sponsors, really. Well,
yeah.
For a start, we have Al's Gym, who's allowing us
facilitating us.
Yeah, allowing us to use their venue. Now, Al's Gym's located in Campbellfield. On the day, there will be, as it is a gym, there will be a standard $10 entry fee, much like most gyms. So there's no competitive fee per se. However, there is just a $10 standard entry that's incurred for both athletes, spectators, and whatnot.
Yeah.
And also, it's just it's a little thank you to the venue to basically just say, look, they've allowed us to host this here, and in the future maybe they'll look to us in the future as well. So yeah, hopefully it's a beginning of a nice little relationship.
Yeah.
Also, we've got the Sydney Spartans Arm Wrestling Club.
Yep, we're giving some cash as a club, giving out cash to our boys to help them with the costs of traveling. So
yeah,
there's that. We've got Dave from Real Estate Agents. I think that's how we say it. Real Estate Agents from South Australia. Awesome guy.
Yeah, Real Estate Agents Group. Yeah.
Real Estate Agents Group.
Yeah, correct. Now Dave's been just such an amazing support over the last few months.
Fantastic.
So when he
Awesome bloke.
approached us and said he wanted to be a part of the event, we were so thrilled to have him on board. He's been relentlessly sharing and promoting on his own account, which we're really grateful for. He's obviously, you know, in other ways sponsored us and helped us financially to put together this. So yeah, massive thank you to him. And it's really great to have him on board. And obviously he's going to be there at the event. So make sure when you see him on the day, go say g'day. And yeah, so also guys, we do have some shirts that we've designed and that are for sale. So we prioritize our competitors getting the first batch, and any remainder will be available on the day. So if you're interested in a shirt, let us know.
Down.
You can come down and buy one. But yeah, so this is where we're at, guys. Just over 3 weeks away.
Yep. Oh, we also got to thank the Aussie arm wrestler.
Of course. How can we forget the man who's going to be MC?
The fucking absolute fucking legend.
So everyone knows Aussie arm wrestler. Everyone knows he puts on a show. And we had him in the first installment of Garage Wars, and there was no way we weren't going to have him again.
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to be basically keeping the atmosphere where it needs to be, and commentating everyone's matches. And again, it's going to be a long day, and we recognize that. So, Jake, thank you very much for being a part of this. And we can't wait to have you there.
Yeah, beers on me, Jake. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, that about wraps it up.
Yeah,
so
man,
guys,
that's all the matches.
if you're, you know, again, an international viewer, and you're, you know, stumbling across this video or Garage Wars for the first time, please consider giving it a watch. It's going to help promote Australian arm wrestling and give some insight into how you know, how competitive we are as a nation, not just those top few guys who are getting, you know, attention internationally. So please, we'd really appreciate you watching, liking, sharing the vids leading up to it, and being a part of it in any way possible, just so that we can, you know, do future events, make things bigger and better than last time. So if you're interested there, we're going to do our best to provide whatever you guys want to see. And also in the comments, let us know. And this will be particularly relevant after the comp. Who would you like to see next? So we aim to please, and we want the card to be just as big in the next installment if it happens. So start thinking about future matchups. And if you'd love to be a part of Garage Wars, send us a message and we'd love to have you. So yeah.
Yeah. And don't forget, please like, share, and subscribe as well to all the videos that come out and this one. Yeah,
for sure. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we shall see you next time.
See you guys.
Bye.